So before I give you my answer, I will first give you the rules. So I have a couple of videos out there about tips for how to improve your IELTS speaking score. You should definitely watch them. I will put the link to them in the description. But before we do any of these, I'm just going to give you an quick overview of what the rules are. So the first thing that you want to do when you are answering your part 1 question is you want to talk enough. So you want to make sure you're saying about 5 sentences. It doesn't have to be exactly 5 sentences. It's just kind of a good rule of thumb. No, you don't have to sit there and count them. Did I get to 5 yet? Am I there yet? No, okay, I can stop talking. No, you just want to make sure that you're talking enough, and 5 sentences is kind of just a good rule of thumb. Maybe you say 3 really long sentences, and that's fine. Maybe you say, 4 long sentences, 1 baby sentence, whatever it is, but you just want to make sure you're talking enough, so 5 sentences is kind of my rule of thumb to go by. You want to use some idioms. If you can use 2 or 3 idioms, that is awesome. If you don't use any idioms, you can use phrasal verbs. Those count too. You also want to make sure that you're using good vocabulary. Of course, you're going to have some, little tiny baby words, but you want to make sure that you have 1 or 2 really good, nice vocabulary words. You'll see what some of those are in my answer that I'm going to give you in just a second, but every word shouldn't be, 4 letters long. You want to have some words that are a little more descriptive. Maybe some adjectives. Adjectives are great. Add more of those into your answers. You also want to make sure that you have good sentence variety. So don't start every sentence in the same way. I want, I want, I want. I like, I like, I like. Don't do that. Mix it up a little. Try not to, keep saying the same thing over and over again. All right, so those are the rules. That's an overview of the rules. Now I'm going to give you my answer, and it goes like this. So just a reminder, the question is, do you like your hometown? And here's my answer. Yes, absolutely. I love my hometown. It's a great place to live. There are a ton of things to do. There are parks and restaurants with different types of food. There's always something going on for kids, especially in the summer. Last month, my city had a festival with games, clowns, singers, and dancers. My whole family went, and we had a blast. Since I grew up here, my family and friends also live here. There's always someone to help me or someone to hang out with. Okay, so let's take a look at this. We're going to break it down a little bit. You can borrow from my answer. You definitely want to come up with your own answer, but you can borrow from my answer a little bit, and you can kind of use what I say and make it your own. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you're saying you like your hometown, yes, absolutely is a great way to start. You can also say, yes, of course, yes, definitely. So you can kind of use that excited, yes, and get an absolutely, a definitely, and of course. Yes, my hometown is fantastic. Yes, my hometown is fabulous. It's also a great way to slip in some nice vocabulary right at the beginning as well. It also, I think, gives you a little bit of time to kind of think about what you're going to say. Now you can say, no, my hometown stinks. I don't like it at all. I wish I lived somewhere else. You can say that too. Or no, my hometown is not exactly awesome. You can say that as well. And that's a nice, native way of saying something too. So then you're going to kind of get into the why. So yes or no, I like my hometown. Why? Well, because it's this. Or there's this to do. It has this. Everyone goes here. Everyone likes to do that. So we can say it, referring to my hometown. We can say everyone does this. We can say I like to do that. You can say we always go here. My family likes to do that. So you can kind of start your sentences in those ways and explain why. Why do you like your hometown? And you want to give 2 or 3 reasons why. That's kind of a good rule of thumb. So I'm going to give my yes, I love it. No, I hate it. And then I'm going to give 2 or 3 reasons why I do or I do not like it. But I'm not going to start all my sentences in the same way. That's why I'm kind of giving you some examples of how to start a sentence. So yeah, we're giving our reasons, but we're going to make sure that we start those reasons in a different way so we have sentence variety. My suggestion is for at least one of your reasons, you give some detail. The easiest way to do that is to actually think about something that has happened in your hometown. Did we have a festival in my hometown last month? No. Or maybe, I don't know. I didn't go. We didn't. We did not have a festival last month because we're still dealing with COVID stuff. So you don't have to be truthful, but think of something that your hometown has done, or maybe even if it's like someone else's hometown or a place that you visited, just kind of think about something that has actually happened and you can describe it. So last month, last year, a few months ago, some sort of a time phrase to be like, at this point, we did this. We had a play in the middle of our town. My kids got to be involved in it. It was so fun. Everybody came out. It was really wonderful. So just anything that happens that has never happened in my hometown. So whatever it is that you want to make it up, or it can be real, but kind of give details to at least one of your reasons and kind of describe something that actually happened. And one really easy way to talk about your hometown is to talk about your friends and family. I'm assuming you have friends in your hometown, and maybe you have family in your hometown. Maybe you used to have family in your hometown. So I still live close to where I grew up, but everyone has left me. Both of my parents have left. But I can easily draw from my childhood and make something up and talk about, I love my hometown partially because my family is here. I get to hang out with my aunts and uncles. They are still here. Oops, sorry. Yeah, some of my family is still here. Just my parents have left. So you can say, I love my hometown because my family is here. We get to have dinner together once a week. My grandma cooks. It's so nice to live close to family. So you can talk about your hometown in that way as well. So you just want to choose 2 or 3 reasons why you love your hometown and give some details to one of those reasons, and try and draw on something that you've actually experienced because it's easier to describe it. It doesn't have to be something you've experienced recently. It doesn't have to be something that actually happened in your actual hometown, but you want to draw on something real so that it's easy for you to think of. You also want to practice these things because the more you practice these scenarios, the easier it is to be like, oh yeah, I practiced that. And you're going to kind of mix and match with questions. I talk about that a lot in my ebook because it's really important, because you're going to practice and you're going to practice certain questions, but you might get a question on the exam that you've never practiced before, but you've probably practiced something similar and you're just going to draw from that. So before we wrap up this question, there's just a little bit of vocabulary I want to point out to you that I used. The first word is absolutely. So absolutely just means definitely. Of course, it's an emphatic yes, basically. That's all it is. It's an emphatic affirmation, positive vibes. Yes, absolutely. I guess you could say no, absolutely. That would be so strange. I've never heard anyone say that, but you can say no, absolutely not. Do you like your hometown? No, absolutely not, because it is whatever. So absolutely is a great word for you to use for your questions. Another one is especially. So when we say especially, we're talking about something specific. So my hometown has this, which is really great, especially for kids, especially for people learning English, especially for adults, especially for women, especially for humans, especially for dogs. So you're saying this is something specific to a group of people. And in this case, you're saying this is something great, especially, specifically for a group of people. So you can say specifically instead of especially. You can use them interchangeably. Interchangeably just means you can replace one with the other. So I could have said this is really great specifically for kids, but I said this is really great especially for kids. You can use both. A great phrase is a ton of things, and that just means a lot. So if you notice you're using a lot, then you can say a ton of things. And that works just as well. It's a good way to kind of switch things up. Had a blast just means you're having fun. We had fun. Had, so it's past tense. So we had a blast it really just kind of goes by itself. It just means you had a good time with someone else. It can be with one other person. It can be with 100 million other people. It doesn't matter. It just means that you had fun. So anytime you're talking about doing something with someone else, we had a blast. I had a blast. It all works. You can use it with any pronoun. She had a blast. Jake had a blast. It doesn't matter. And it just means having fun. And then hang out with is the last one I want to point out to you. And hang out with just means you're spending time with someone. Usually when you're saying this, it's a good thing. So I like hanging out with my friends. I like hanging out with my family. I got to hang out with my dog last week. So I don't know why you'd hang out with your dog last week, but whatever. But I got to hang out with whoever it is. I'm going to go hang out with my cat right now. So whatever it is, you're just spending time with someone in a positive way. Now you can certainly make it negative by saying, I don't like hanging out with you. Maybe someone's breaking up with you and they say, you know what? I don't want to be with you anymore. I just don't like hanging out with you. So you can make it negative, but usually if you're just going to say, I'm going to go hang out with someone, then you're happy about it. It's a good thing. All right. So that is it for this question. I hope you got some useful things out of it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share it with other people taking the IELTS exam. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have many more videos like this about questions for the IELTS exam. You can also check out some of the videos that I make giving you general tips for the exam. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the videos that I have. You should also check out my videos about conversations. That's a great way to pull out words and phrases. I basically just go over a typical conversation that two Americans would have, and I point out some of the vocabulary and phrases. It's a perfect way to pick up some natural sounding vocabulary and ways of speaking that will help you on the exam and just help you with English in general. All right, so that's it for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.